Hello everybody, how's it going? I just hopped out the shower, so I want to talk about this fresh fragrance here called Blue Agave by Precious Liquid. Do I like this fragrance? Yes, I do. Now, this scent smells like, to me, if you saw my first impression video of it, it reminded me of being just like shirtless at the beach, having a fun time. You know what I mean? And I was wondering as I was wearing this fragrance why it reminded me of the beach. And the more it started to dry down, it kind of got a little bit salty, right? Kind of just imagine the smell of like the salty sea breeze. Just a touch of that. It wasn't the first thing that registered in my mind, but I was like, kind of smells a bit salty, a little bit marine-like, right? It was very interesting and definitely got more unique the more it started to dry down. Now, I also thought that it smelled a little bit like orange, but I guess I should have known it's in the name. Agave is in this fragrance, and lime, right? So I was like, okay, now I totally get it. But this fragrance, within the first hour, or even maybe like the first 30 to 40 minutes of it, I thought it kind of smelled very similar to, Fierce and Percival. So I wasn't as in love with it. I already liked it, and I already knew that it was going to be mass appealing, and I still stand by that. But you know what? The more that this started to dry down, the vibe I was catching was more of Pacific Rock Moss by Goldfield and Banks, right? So if you kind of like that sort of fresh fragrance that takes you in a little bit of a different direction, I think you're gonna like this one because it definitely did pleasantly surprise me the more that like the hours passed by. I was like, okay, yeah, this thing's pretty good, you know what I mean? So I did enjoy wearing this fragrance. It did take me on quite the journey. So I would say, the first time you smell this, definitely give it some time to develop on your skin because you're gonna notice how it just transitions as the hours go by, right? Now, with this fragrance, another reason why it impressed me is because typically with fresh fragrances, I'm looking at that 4 to 6 hour mark. But with this one, I noticeably got over 7 hours of wear time with this fragrance. And even past the 7 hours, it was still a skin scent and I could still smell it when I would just quickly move around, right? But within those first 7 hours, the first couple, it was projecting pretty nicely. And then after that, it was decently in my scent bubble. I would say like half an arm's length away, I could just still smell it even if I was just sitting down, relaxing, right? And I was still smelling this thing, but it was never overbearing. So in terms of performance, a thumbs up. The actual scent, I really do like. And I will say this is marketed as a unisex fragrance, and definitely the more it dried down, the more unisex it got. In the opening, with that fierce Percival vibe, it just seemed a little bit more masculine to me, but then it started going in that unisex direction, and that's when I really, really started liking it. So I do find this to be an interesting fragrance, slightly unique with how it starts to dry down, right? Because it makes you think that, oh, this is gonna be like that typical Abercrombie type of DNA. But then it takes its own, like it has its own little twist to it. So for that, I do like this fragrance. Is it on par with the one that I've been loving lately, the other one from Precious Liquids? Not yet. Do I think it could get there? Maybe it's just because with the other secret one that I've been talking about, that one also starts off way more masculine than this one, so it's kind of off-putting. But shit, I fell in love with that thing. But yeah, Blue Agave, I give a thumbs up to. I think that this is just, you know what? I'm gonna wear it as my scent of the day. Yeah. I'm just gonna do 3 sprays of it. Just because I'm gonna be more indoors. It's kind of gloomy, but yeah, this is an addicting kind of smell. Definitely mass appealing. I stand by what I said in that first video that if you want to gift this to somebody that is not into fragrances, but they don't really want to have the same sort of fragrance as everybody else, then throw this one in there. Because a lot of people that text me about, hey, what fragrance should I get? And I don't want it to be basic, right? That's always something people say is they want something mass appealing, but they don't want it to be basic, AKA things that multiple people buy at retail stores like Macy's and Sephora, right? So this, I think, would be a nice direction too. And this is definitely something that just has that mass appealing quality easily. And even though it has that twist to it, it still goes in the right direction. So you let me know if you've tried Blue Agave by Precious Liquid. Thumbs up on this fragrance. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.